Hello, this is your host Lakota Ravoc, and welcome back to the world of Timberborn. On our last session, we completed this marvel here, which is our giant power network, including 37 power wheels, giving us a grand total of over 3,000 horsepower. And we are generating, from what I remember from the last video, over 2,750,000 watts of power. We created our industrial center's second tier, including a space for our bot tower here, which is nearly completed. So we'll be making beaver robots very, very soon. We put in a dirt excavator, which is going to dig down here and give us a ton of dirt for our mud baths. In the process, we are also going to be digging this hole down all the way to the bottom, and we're going to fill it with water so we can put our third monument here, which needs water to kind of power it. We've also started digging down inside of our reservoir here. And with this today, we're going to place down some large water pumpers and use this reservoir as our main water source. We also completed the automation of our reservoir dam. So now it will fully automate itself, whether we have a bad tide or a drought. We also improved some of the quality of life for our beavers, and we're going to continue that by making our entertainment area up here on this upper plateau. So we're going to increase our well-being score even further and make our beavers happier, healthier, and work harder. Another thing I want to do is also increase our production. So we're going to add a third tier to our industrial center. And I've got an idea on how to do that. So that's one of the first things we're going to do today. I also want to create our pipe, which is going to lead all the way over to where our dirt excavator is, so we can fill that with water and give our third monument all the water it needs. Another thing I need to do is I need to put those observatories back up here, because I made a little mistake. And when beavers need to take over a working location, you need science to unlock that. So we're going to add those in first thing. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is destroy this piece of power shaft right here and put in a T section. This way the observatories can get power and it can still transfer power out to everywhere else. Let's go ahead and drop our observatories down and make our very suggestive layout and drop our paths. Let's go ahead and just drop it here. And they should be able to access this right from the corner, so it shouldn't be a problem. We're going to unpause the dirt excavator, and we're going to go ahead and get the rest of these metal blocks in here. We're going to put this in a high priority. We want them to build this as soon as possible. And we've got a bad tide approaching, but we're not concerned about that because we've fully automated our reservoir. The next thing I'm going to do here is lay out our third platform. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay down some double platforms and put a triple at the end here. And then we're going to add a vertical power shaft connected to this lumber mill. 1, 2, 3. To be able to reach across these 6x1 overhangs. Now we've got it laid out. The next thing we need to do is figure out how to get up here. And I've already set this up at the bad water source, where I have a more consistent flow going down and into our power network, including these dams. Now the downfall is we haven't built this yet, but what we will be able to do is get a bridge across here. We're going to add a 4x1 suspension bridge right here next to that structure. We're going to temporarily put this triple platform in 4x1 overhang to join them. And then once this is all built, we'll be able to put another suspension bridge here and destroy this overhang. Main reason is it'll look nicer. So the other thing we need to do is get a staircase down here. So let's get a staircase right here, and that's now all connected. And they'll be able to build this. One main reason is that they can access these double platforms underneath from the staircase below. The other thing we're lacking on is workers. And the main reason is we're limiting the number of beavers that we're producing. We're not making a huge amount of beaver babies because we're going to be using a lot of our robots to do a lot of the labor. We have 9 more metal blocks to get into this bot assembler, and once we do that, we can start assembling robots for our labor. But one of the next things we need to do is start laying out our channel. We're going to do that right here. So we're going to take a stick of dynamite and open up this small section here. We're actually going to high prioritize these because I want this done right now while the water level is low. We've got all that diamond in. We're going to go ahead and destroy that now. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a sluice gate right here at the entrance. That sluice gate is going to open at a downstream depth of 0.85 and close at a contamination above 2%. That way it won't let any bad water in, and it'll keep water in our pipe. And I just realized I did say close, I did say open above a downstream depth. I meant close at above a downstream depth of 0.85. And it looks like they've already got one of the observatories built. That's terrific. So we can start getting our science back, and we can start unlocking jobs for our new beaver bots. All right, well, they haven't gotten this built, so we're going to have to do one preventative measure, and we're going to have to open up these lower sluice gates when the bad tide goes by. And we're going to leave those open and keep that reservoir channel low. All right, we got our second observatory built. That's great. So we're producing tons of science very, very quickly. A little trick with this, if you lower the priority of the observatory and open up the workers to all 4 workers, even if they're not fully manned, you'll still get 10 science every 3/4 of an hour. It's a little exploit. So as long as you have 1 worker in there, you'll still get the 0.75 hours. Of course, if you don't have any workers in there, it makes it really difficult. So 1 more metal block in this sluice gate, and we can change it back up so that we can fully automate those sluice gates once again. There we go. So we got the sluice gate finally up and going up here. Let's change this lower sluice gate back to an automated sluice gate. This should fill the channel up again. You can kind of see it slowly rising right there. And now that we've got this sluice gate in, let's go ahead and start designing out our new pipe. I'm going to go ahead and put some music on as I design this. So you guys sit back, enjoy, watch the time lapse, and we'll see you in a little bit. And there we have it, a pipe to allow water into our Fountain of Joy water monument. This will fill up that pool nicely when we're all done, and it'll keep the water flowing into there. I'm actually going to change one thing here. I'm going to destroy these 2 pieces, put another sluice gate in there, and automate the output. This way it will close if the downstream depth is too high. Go down to like 0.9 for now until we actually see how high we need to get this water up. And you can see they've already started construction on that. Not that it's something we need right away, so we're going to lower the priority of this. This is more for fun. Okay, we've got a water aqueduct. I guess it's a good way to put it, a water aqueduct going from our water source all the way down. And it looks like we've already got our bot assembler up and running. Get a couple of bots out, and we'll start changing the priority. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do with this is we're going to want to get 10,000 science and unlock the bot assembler so that we can use bots in it. For one main reason is that it will continually work 24 hours a day building beaver robots. We do that with all the different bot part factories as well, and we'll have a 24-hour production chain for beaver robots. That will allow us to gain more robots and change the priority of all of our factories and other constructions so that robots will work there instead. Once that's done, Skynet will be up and running. Okay, just as our drought started, we have all the dynamite in place in our reservoir, so we're going to go ahead and detonate all that. A little bit of a lag spike. Now I just want to take this moment and thank you all for coming down and watching this video. I really appreciate you. Please make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications for future videos, drop a like, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series. It'll help me. Maybe it'll help you with a little entertainment. Now, while they're taking care of everything else, let's go ahead and design out our entertainment district. One thing I noticed is I'm lacking rooftop terraces. So we're going to need to put some of those down up here. An easy way to do that is going to be dynamiting some landscape. Let's take out this little section here. And we also need to get some more campfires. We're going to drop one here and one on the other side, right underneath our pipeline. As one of my favorite YouTubers says, that's very efficient. All right, they've almost got that dynamite in place. We're going to actually need to put 2 more right there. Okay, now that we've got that trench dug out, we're going to put a couple of these overhangs in place and lay down those rooftop terraces right on top of those. That way the rooftop terraces are ground level. Makes it so much simpler. We're going to add a couple more detailers down here and give them their choice of decoration that they want, including our favorite decoration, the Beaver Lorian. And since we've got those campfires built, let's get a couple more just to help flesh the space out a little bit. One right here at the top of that cliff, and one right there across from it. I'm thinking also we could probably build this up a little bit and get a couple more of these rooftop terraces here. So let's go ahead and put down a triple platform and a full-length 6x1 there. And then right here, we're going to increase the height of this spot as well and just put a triple. Yeah, let's put a triple right there. And get a couple more rooftop terraces in this spot.
It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
Oh, that's right. They can only be on a rooftop. They can't actually be on the ground. So let's go ahead and fix that problem. Okay, now that we've got 2 full platforms there, we should get 2 more rooftop terraces right on top. That should give us plenty of rooftop terraces for everybody. Next, we're going to need an agora, and that's going to be tricky because it has to be on the ground only, and it takes up a lot of room. So it's probably going to be best right here at the end. Yeah, I think that'll work out good. Put it right there at the end of the pipeline, and then we can put a pathway around the whole thing, kind of sealing it, giving us space over here. And right underneath it, we're going to go ahead and put some carousels. The carousels need like a staircase up. We're going to drop that down there. Get a staircase here and a staircase here on them and extend the road over to them. And I think we'll have enough space in this corner right here next to the agora to put our dance hall. Yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful thing. So we'll put a dance hall right here and then let's surround it with the road. Yeah, that's terrific. I like that. That works out good. So they can come up and worship, dance, ride the carousels. The other thing we need to do with the carousels is get power to them. And that's why we kind of pre-laid out this T-junction here. So let's go ahead and connect those up. What we need to do is take a joint, a little corner, put it there, bring it up, make a T-junction on that, run the power across like that, and put a corner shaft right there. That should power both these carousels, each taking 400 horsepower apiece. It's a lot of power. All right, with that done, the only thing left we have in the well-being category that we have to worry about is going to be the mud pits. And I figure we'll be putting some mud pits around this whole section. So put a couple out, and then we're just going to pause all of them. And that way, when we're ready to build those, we'll have the dirt right nearby. All right, it looks like we got our first couple of bots. They are unemployed at the moment. So we're going to take some of the science that we earned, and we're actually going to open this hauling post here by the by the mine. We're going to unlock that because it's cheap for 250 science. And we're going to make the bots work in that. That way they can transport the scrap over for us. And it gives them someplace to work. When I get enough of them, I'm going to put them in the district center and let them build everything. And the nice thing about them building is that they can build all day long, 24 hours a day. Actually, let's go ahead and just move that over right now. We're going to flip that, let them work, and we're going to put this back as to regular beavers for the time being. And we've already got a better wellness score. We're up to 40. So we have max on our hunger, thirst, sleep, shelter, and wet fur, the basic needs. They do have a bee sting and injury that's a little high on both counts, but that's not giving us much of a negative. All their nutrition needs are being met. We've got plenty of campfires for them. We've got plenty of contemplation spots, and the Agora is up and running now. So that's getting them some good wellness points. When more beavers go over there, that'll increase. And once those rooftop terraces get built, that'll also help. Our aesthetics are being completely met. So everyone's getting the aesthetic needs from the items at the houses. The monuments are also being completely met because we keep the monuments in range of the houses. And when the beavers sleep, they get the bonus filled up. So all is being taken care of. And once we get the Fountain of Joy and the Earth Recultivator built, that'll skyrocket them up because that Earth Recultivator is like 8 points, I think. And then with the fun, we just got the detailers laid down. We have the Lido decks, so that's helping. And our carousel and mud pits will be in place soon. The only thing left we have is to start crafting books, which we have the printing press for already. So we've got Tidamore here at 42. He's age 91. Nope. Pause that. He's age 92. At 42, he has 120% working speed bonus. He's got a 50% moving speed, and he has a bonus of 80% life expectancy. He's already 90. He'll probably live to be over 100. So getting that wellness score really shows you how well the beavers are going to do, and it really improves their day-to-day lives. But they're already working on the carousels and the dance hall. Unfortunately, both of them need a lot of metal blocks, so that is going to take some time before they get fully built. Drop that reservoir even farther, so we're going to add some stairs and keep going with this. Add a bunch more triple dynamite down. Get this even deeper.
That's what she said.
All right, looks like we got our dirt excavator built and nobody's in it. And I know why. I accidentally built stairs down thinking that the entrance was below. So let's go ahead and destroy these and put a path there instead. Now beavers can actually get in and do the job. Look at that thing go. It's finally working. We can get dirt. All right, so we just unlocked the builder's huts to use robots. We have 6 bots available. They're going to help with the construction all through the day. And we switch over our district center back to beavers so that we have currently 10 builders working. Now we've got way too many injured beavers, so we're going to add some hospital beds. I think a good spot would be right here. We're able to fix 6 hospital beds up here, including right underneath the platform. So that's going to be very, very handy. While we're at it, let's add some extra contemplation spots up here. And it looks like our dirt extractor is making short work of the terrain, digging down quite deep already. It's already gone down a couple of layers. That's terrific. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run for a little while, get everything built, and we will see you in a little while.
One eternity later.
All right, welcome back. So we've got a lot accomplished during this time, and they haven't completely finished everything, but I have made a lot of changes and have made some new locations for a lot of our buildings. Let's just go over what has been finished. They completed the entire pipe, so we are able to finally start pouring water down into our shaft. They also dug all the way to the bottom of the map, and it stopped there. So that's completed now. So we took the dirt excavator out of here, place some overhangs and the fountain on top of those, move the dirt excavator over here so we can continue getting more dirt. We also opened up the mud baths, and this way they can start relaxing and getting a better quality of life so we can improve their well-being. I used some of the dirt as terrain blocks and extended this out right here so we can put down the final monument, which is our Earth Recultivator. I stopped the observatories because we got enough science now that we can actually unlock every building for the robot beavers. I actually have over 50,000 science. They started construction on the 3rd tier of our industrial area. We've got a couple of lumber mills, a couple of gear workshops because we're going to need a lot of gears, a couple of printing presses. One printing press will be designated for books. The other printing press will be designated for punch cards for the robots, and an extra paper mill. We also unlocked the tiers of the robot factory, so that way the robots are building themselves. The only downfall is the amount of parts is very low, so they're not able to construct themselves all the time. I completely emptied out this entire reservoir, and we've got at least one of the 4 large water pumps working right now. I actually have these other 3 on pause at the moment because I do not want them built right away. We've got enough water coming in from one pump. It's going to keep these beavers hydrated for a while.
Hydration, hydration, hydration.
I also removed the printing press that was down here and put a smelter in its place. So I'm getting more blocks now, speeding up production a little bit, but it's still taking quite a while. I've also got robots cutting down the trees, so that's a 24-hour process now. So I'm always going to have lumber available. We removed the old water pumps, and I'm thinking I might put a couple of houses in this area. The only downfall is the monuments don't completely reach. So I might add a couple of monuments nearby, maybe over the water, so that beavers get that quality of life from the monuments. Another thing I did is I just kind of straightened out this power shaft system for the carousels because I didn't need the connections for the dirt excavator anymore. So we removed those. Well, even though our fountain is not built, we are going to go ahead and unlock the water on the pipe. And just to show that it works, we're going to use our level tool here and bring it down so you can see the inside. Let's go ahead and unlock that sluice gate so that it can work on its own. Of course, it might help if I wasn't in the middle of a drought. So we'll just speed up time until that actually starts flowing again. We'll see you in a few seconds. All right, our drought's over, the water should rise. We should start seeing that tunnel fill up. There it goes. Let's just follow the path of that water going down the tunnel. Here it comes. Starting to fill up that shaft. We should get a lot of water in there. And as it does, it's going to get green around the whole upper plateau. Now, if I set this up right, it will stop right where this little blue line is, right near the top. There it comes. It's almost at the top, filling it up. Beautiful. It should stop right there. Nope, it's not stopping. Why is it not stopping? I think I need to make my downstream depth a little bit lower. Let's put it at 1.75. There we go. We finally got a nice pool of water so that our fountain of joy can use that and bring happiness to all our beavers. And water should continue to fill this pipe up until it reaches our depth marker of 0.85, and then it will close off on the sluice gate. The water is ready to flow at any given moment. And now we've got a nice new attractive entertainment area for our beavers. They still have a few things to build, including the dance hall, the second carousel, and that dirt excavator, along with our industrial center. That's going to take a little bit of time, and I don't want to keep this video going too much longer. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to let them build the rest of this out. And then when we come back on the next one, we're going to set up our earth recultivator and pretty much call that game over. So that should be the last episode of this TIMBERBORN series. So I hope you all have been enjoying. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. But for now, this is Lakota Ravoc signing off. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. What was that? You're welcome, buddy.